Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, going back to one of the old faithfuls, Dustin. Lagavulin 12 Diageo Special Release, this time, 2024.
The abomination that is the Tube series.
Yeah, I hate the Tube series, but I tell you what, they put embers of a fire on this one, Dustin. And when I saw that, you know what I thought of?
Lagavulin?
My buddy, my best friend, Jeff, the one that lives in Florida, I gave him Lagavulin one time, and he was like, tastes like a campfire in my mouth. And that's exactly what it tastes like to some people. And when I saw this campfire, I thought of my buddy, just like, campfire in your mouth, huh?
Yeah, as much as I dislike, going away from the classic Lagavulin 12 packaging, I will say this is the best one they've done, in my opinion. This one actually looks good.
If you're a fan of the channel, you know I've done plenty of Lagavulin 12s. I'm still going to fill in the empty spots in the channel. I have the 2014, 11, 9, and 8. Just not the 10. So we'll eventually we're going to go back and we're going to do all the little 12s.
And no 2020. And no 2022.
Yes, we're not going to do those out of spite. All right, so 57.4% ABV. Cask strength like always, I believe. They've done the last couple of years. Dustin, this time first fill bourbon and refill bourbon. So I like first fill bourbon.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, Mike, give that a nose and tell me if you can't tell it's first fill.
Rich vanilla Lagavulin 12.
There is a candy note here I've never had on a Lagavulin before, and it's got to be the first fill. It is so sweet.
I'll introduce you to 2014 as a candied lemon, as I've told you before,
okay.
But we'll get to that one. It's got to open up properly. You haven't bought this bottle too long ago. You've done it, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I went right to I cracked it open the day I got it.
Smoke, embers.
And then I went right to another Lagavulin 12, and I compared them.
Which one?
13.
13? That's one of the best. All right, so I'm getting the smoke, embers. Just a classic Lagavulin 12 with some extra vanilla punch.
There's almost like a freshness here, like a bounty, like a dryer, like sheet or something that's coming through. Like it's so clean and beautiful. And you're right, lemon candy is coming through here. It's
so sweet.
And yet, obviously on the back end, classic Lagavulin smoke, classic peat. More peat, though, than smoke, which is actually a little surprising for me.
Lagavulin's such a light spirit in general. When they age it, if they don't color it usually comes off pretty light. But I love a light Lagavulin 12 cask strength done right. This for me, just one of the staples of my whiskey journey.
Oh, yeah. I remember the first time I bought this, and I was thinking in my head, why is it so much more expensive than the 16? But I was like, well, it's a special release. Maybe, I don't know. Let's give it a try. And then I noticed it had higher ABV, and I was like, well, that might explain some of the price. And I was like, I didn't know anything about cask strength. I had no idea. I was just like, well, let's give it a try. And I remember thinking, oh, my. Things are never going to be the same, are they?
I still remember my first Lagavulin 12. It was the 2014. I remember this is a different animal. It was just like I had Macallan 18, and then as I told you, me and my buddy, because they were readily available here in Columbus, have always debated what was a better deal: $169 for the old Macallan 18s, or $88 for the cask strength 10s. And to me, I was always like, give me that cask strength 10, man! Like, give me that punch. I always loved the extra ABV. Even if it was younger whiskey.
I wish I knew the first one of these I had. I just remember it was Liquor Barn, like back in Lexington, Kentucky, and I remember just like walking around going, why is there a Lagavulin that costs so much more money than the rest? And I found out real fast.
Oh, all right, now that lemon's coming up, which is a staple in these whiskeys. Lovely citrus lemon, soft lemon, as I've said before in other reviews. It's spongy.
There's a slight wintergreen mint. Winter mint, sorry. Not wintergreen, just winter mint.
There's some type of a cooling aspect to this.
Everything is just
slight peppermint.
Yeah, it's clean. I mean, again, this just smells like your fresh laundry has been done over a meadow with lemon and some smoke.
I was gonna say lilac. If I gotta pick a fruit,
there you go. Yeah.
It's kind of a lilac smell. Lilac and lemon. Wow.
I've never noticed one of these that was so clean. Like, it's not even super heavy vanilla. Like, that's there too, but like the Lion's Fire, I think, had more vanilla notes. This is clean, but there's just something unique about this one.
Yeah, again, it almost sachets on an Ardbeg cooling note. Like, it doesn't get menthol note like Ardbeg does, but I mean, it leaves all that out.
Yeah, I mean, again, it smells like literally. It smells like clean. Like I don't mean like cleaning like cleanser. I mean like it smells like a clean room.
Yeah, clean linen, fresh air blowing through the wind. Clothes line up, and the clothes are just done.
Yeah. Maybe you did polish, put some linen pledge on your floors, but you also just did laundry, and you got the fresh sea breeze coming through.
Windows are open, Dustin.
Yeah.
Nice breezes coming in.
Oh man.
You smell the linen. You smell the vanilla veneer.
And you can just tell nosing this that it's just so oily. Like you can just smell the oils. Like it is.
Usually when they smell this nice and sweet, they come off super pungent, hot on the palate. Dustin, let's get to it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can just smell the oil. Like this is not gonna disappear. This is gonna linger. It's not going anywhere, folks. That is for sure. Yeah, you can look at see if you guys can get a view of Mike's glass because now he's got to sit down. I mean, he's got beautiful legs coming down there, and they are slow moving. Slow. I've been swirling mine too much.
Initially candied vanilla, but then as soon as you swallow, man, that staple Lagavulin 12 smoke just comes and it just pouring out afterwards. Again, as soon as it's right around the palate, that's one thing, and then the smoke and bonfires absolutely takes over on the back end. Still has that sweet kiss of cooling vanilla. I call it cooling vanilla. That's what it tastes like. I like the addition of that first fill cask, Dustin.
I do too. Yeah, I will. No,
Mentos.
There's definitely Mentos in here.
Well, Mentos on the end.
One thing I did notice, Mike, is I actually get a hint of that nuttiness from that we talked about the Kalila. Mm-hmm. There's some cask sharing that's going on here with Diageo for sure. There's a wood note that actually is coming similar between these two.
Cedar chips.
There's something with the cask. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. It starts off, it's just beautiful lemon sweetness. The oiliness is insane.
That's a good one.
And then, but I started rolling it around my tongue and kind of around my, kept coating my gums. Oh my goodness, it's oily. This is exceptionally oily, even for Lagavulin 12.
Yep.
And you're right, Mike. It just builds into an explosion of smoke and fire.
As soon as you swallow them, it just keeps coming. It's like Greek fire. Like it's like okay, it's a fire. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, it's growing still.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
how? There's no oxygen happening.
For any of you guys who are a little sensitive,
now it's out of control.
Yeah, for any of you guys who are a little sensitive to alcohol, I will say this gets pretty bitey there on your gums and lips as you're kind of like swirling it around.
Oh yeah,
It for me in a really good way
Right.
because it doesn't drink like a hot whiskey, but
It
the
is,
intensity builds up so much.
Yeah.
Because if you just sip this and swallow real quick, it's not that hot. But when you let it build up and linger with those oils, oh my goodness, it just keeps getting stronger. And usually whiskeys don't just keep getting stronger like that. They eventually subside and they say, "Yeah, we're good. You've got some saliva in your mouth. It's all good." They're like, "No, these oils are just going to keep holding on for dear life." I love that mint, clean, dryer sheet kind of thing going on here. I love it.
there is a cumulative effect of the smoke, but unlike eating wings or something, where you can stop, like only eat 2 or 3. Like I only had one, man. I had one sip, and like it is just still building with all of the smoke. Like it only takes one, and it's just an avalanche.
Oh, that mint note.
Yeah, that Mentos note is nice. And that is the kind of the cooling element to it. But again, I think that's driven by the first fill bourbon casks.
I think it's like wintergreen for me. Wintergreen like gum, with like little icebreaker chips in it. Man,
Dustin, winner. Winner.
Lagavulin, why did you have to decide to put this stuff at $170? Seriously,
Still worth it.
it's so painful. I will say this though, Diageo did not raise the price as best I can tell from last year. So at least they're not continuing to raise prices.
When I got that 2014, I think it was $135, something like that.
My first one was $130, I think.
And back then, the normal Lagavulin 16 was $93.
I thought it was even less than that when I bought it. But yeah.
Oh, I know prices of that bottle well.
Yeah. Also depends on where you buy it, because as you know, Lagavulin 16 can vary by... there's still places in the U.S. you can find that for like $55.
Let's go. It's worth a plane
Called
flight.
Wisconsin.
All right, Dustin. Whiskey score time. A really good Lagavulin 12.
Yes.
Your bottle, I know Lagavulin is about as well as anybody. I think this, I've always said all Lagavulin 12s are usually between like an 87 and an 89 for the most part.
Yeah.
This is one of the better ones. This is an 89.
Right there with you, Mike. I was considering going 90, and then I remembered I have been a little too generous on scoring lately, and I was kind of getting out of line. Mm-hmm. I'm right there, 89. This is excellent. This is one of the best. It is one of the cleanest, easiest, and most approachable ones, which sometimes can be a negative for us geeks, but not in this case. In this case, what makes this approachable is actually unique and different, and I am loving it. Lagavulin, from now on, you're allowed to use first fill or refill. We're expanding. We're doubling the options you have.
No sour. No sour in these casks.
Yeah, but no more god dang freaking tequila and virgin oak. You've been banned. You tried it. You failed.
Just give us what we know we want. Refill, first fill. First fill had a nice little twinge to it. I really like it. I know Lagavulin. The main takeaway is not that it's an 89. The main takeaway is this a 12 you should get if you like Lagavulin 12.
Yes.
Those are our thoughts on this particular whiskey. If you guys had a chance to try the new Lagavulin 2024, tell us what you think. Dustin, until next time, folks.
Happy lager drinking.
We'll see you next time.